Nearly every European country in the interwar period had a fascist movement, but in only a few countries did a fascist party assume power. Why did some succeed where others failed? Hi, I'm Matthew Specter, and my course, Fascism in History, Revolutionary Experiment and Transatlantic Tradition, will take you on a tour of fascism in the 20th century. Together, we'll examine fascism's metamorphosis from a fringe social movement of intellectuals primarily into single-party dictatorships commanding modern industrial societies. Our approach will be twofold: to fascism as a defining phenomenon of 20th century mass politics, but also as a living tradition of political thought. Repeatedly pronounced dead, fascism stubbornly refuses a proper burial. How and why does fascism survive, returning zombie-like to our politics? In the first lecture, we'll ask how the fascists created their strange coalition of artists and intellectuals, conservative elites, and former revolutionary socialists. We'll examine how the German and Italian fascist movements subverted democracy from within, and the role played by the personalities of Hitler and Mussolini. We'll take a close look at the revolutionary social, economic, and cultural goals that these regimes had before World War II. In the second lecture, I'll introduce you to the American admirers of Mussolini and Hitler and the little-known American fascist fringe in the 1930s and 40s. We'll discuss how leading contemporary observers across the political spectrum minimized the threat of fascism or exaggerated it, depending on their politics. And we'll ask what it meant to be anti-fascist in the US and Europe and the Soviet Union in the 1930s. In the third lecture, we'll focus in on Spanish fascism, tracing the similarities between the Spanish Fascist Party, the Falange, and other radical nationalist groups. We'll look at the imperialist dimension of fascism, evident in the war aims of Spain, Germany, and Italy in World War II. And we'll look at the special place of religion in Franco's Spain and in Romania, where the Iron Guard constituted Eastern Europe's largest fascist movement. How did Christians in these societies justify and reconcile their beliefs in fascism with traditional Christianity? And in the last lecture, we turn to the period in world history since 1945, when a discredited and militarily defeated fascism was at least partially resurrected in the guise of neo-fascism, neo-Nazism, and the radical right in France, Italy, Germany, the UK, and even the United States. The course presumes no prior exposure to European history or modern political theory. All are welcome, and I hope to see as many of you possible there in just a few months.